Welcome to the Gustavo Preston Company video series on customizing your NAV client. We're going to start off this one. This is how to customize your ribbon. Now, ribbons are along the top of every page in NAV 2013. They've brought this into conformity with Microsoft Office. It's the same format. And exactly like Microsoft Office, there's a different ribbon for every different screen that you might see. So right now we're in the sales order screen, and we have a ribbon. This ribbon has tabs. In this case there are 4, so the number of tabs can change based on the page, and the buttons that are available in the tab also change depending on which page you're on. So another interesting thing about this is the ribbon actually is dynamic. So it changes as you do things. For instance, if I go and I restore down, you'll see the ribbon changed appearance. So a lot of the bigger looking buttons change to smaller buttons. So what it tries to do is it tries to fit all the buttons in the same screen. If I go ahead and make this as small as possible, you see that eventually the labels go away. One thing about this though is if you hover over these things, even though the icons look the same, you'll find that it pulls a tooltip or what the button actually does. So for that case, because of this, I prefer to work in a larger screen rather than having it smaller, but that's a personal preference. I'm going to go ahead and make this fit this full screen so we can see the buttons more clearly. So the great thing about the ribbons is you can decide what you want to see and where you want to see it. So we already talked about tabs. We have tabs. In each tab there's a group. If you look down below here, you can see there's a new group on the home tab, a manage group, a process group, a report group, a view group, and a show attached group. In each of these groups there are buttons, and these buttons are actually what we use to create actions. This is how we do stuff. So when you're using the ribbon, remember that a lot of functionality that you may want may be on a completely different button. Maybe on the action button, maybe on the navigate button or the report button. Beautiful thing is if something you use all the time is on the navigate button, you can move it to the home button, or excuse me, navigate tab. You can move it to the home tab. And also you can create your own tabs, custom tabs if you so choose. And that's what we're going to learn about doing today. So there are 2 ways to access the Customize ribbon. First is to find a blank space in the ribbon and right-click. You get 2 options here. One is Collapse Ribbon, the other is Customize the ribbon. So we're going to choose Customize Ribbon. You can see that there's a standard Microsoft Office customization dialog box. On the left we have available actions, and on the right we have the actions that are already on our ribbon. So I'm going to hit OK for this and show you the other way to get in. That is to go to the back office, this blue button, hit Customize, then you go up here, Customize Ribbon. It's the same dialog box. So the first thing I'm going to teach you how to do is how to delete buttons from tabs. So what we're going to do with that is first of all, you'll notice I'm going to collapse all of these. You'll notice that I have over here a home category that corresponds to this home ribbon. Actions corresponds to the Actions tab, Navigate to Navigate, Report to Report. So in each one of these, you expand it out, and here are the groups. New for new, manage for manage, process for process, and so on. If you go ahead and expand, I'm going to expand show attached. And here are the actual buttons. See, I've got a OneNote button, a link notes button, and a links button. Those are right here. So the first thing you might want to do is, for at this point, we're not going to be using the OneNote functionality. So click on OneNote. We have the ability to move it up or down, create a tab, group, menu, rename. We can name it whatever we want. But right now we're going to remove it. So click remove. Now hit OK. And it's gone. Great. That's a button we didn't need to see, so we're not going to see it. All right. So let's say in a few months we decide we're going to use the OneNote functionality, so now we want that button back. Well, there's the easy way to do that is to go into the Customize ribbon, and you can just hit Restore Defaults. And if you'll notice, when I hit Restore Defaults, OneNote shows back up. So I hit OK, and there, it's back where it belongs. So that's great if that's the only change we made, but if we made a bunch of other changes and we only want to add buttons back in, then that restoring defaults doesn't help. So let's go ahead, right-click on the ribbon, hit Customize Ribbon. Under Show Attached, I'm going to remove OneNote. But let's say that what I would like to do is have that OneNote button show up in the report section. So I scroll down here to report and expand the general tab. And then I come over here, and so this is sort of, there's a lot of options here. Fortunately, Microsoft has provided a search button. So I know I want OneNote, and then here we go, OneNote. So I highlight it here. So what I've got is I have the button I want to add right here, and I have the area that I want to add it right here highlighted. You can see it's highlighted a little bit gray. Simply click Add, and there it is. It showed up. So let's hit OK. Now I've still got OneNote on the home, but if I go into Report, OneNote is available there as well. So I added that button. So let's go into Customize the ribbon, and look at our ribbon again. So what we've gone over now is simply adding and subtracting buttons. So, which is very useful, because if you are using buttons that you don't need, if there are buttons that you don't need, it's best to just get rid of them. They're easy to get back if you end up needing them in the future. So the next thing that I want to show you how to do is how to create tabs. A tab, remember, is home or actions or navigate or report. So we can create our own custom tab. So by simply pushing the Create Tab button, then type in a name. I'm going to type in my name. It's done. Now I can't add anything to this until I create a group. So I select my tab, and the next thing I do is hit Create Group. And I'm going to call this Frequent Actions. So this is going to be a group of things that I do a lot. So I do that, and then I can come over here and I can look at the frequent actions that I might need. So for instance, from the Home button, I can choose New. So I often want to create new sales orders, so I'll add that to my frequent actions. So there we go, New. So that's good. I do that. I'll want to edit and view things. Reports, note views on the Home button. On the actions, you see I'm just going through, I'm choosing things that I'm going to, that I might need. Posting. Okay, so I post a lot, so let's add posting to that as well. print. I'm going to be printing stuff. So I want to print, I never print work orders or pick instructions, but I always print order confirmations. So I'm going to add that. And then I usually don't do reports, but navigate. Oh, I definitely use dimensions a lot. So let's add dimensions. So I've got a frequent actions section in my tab. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like. Press OK. You see now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now instead of 4. I click on the Randy button, or the Randy, the tab, and look, here are all the things that I do. This is great. This is the stuff that I use to work with NAV. I don't have to click on any of these other things to get access to what I do. It's all right here. Now, if I have a lot of buttons, it's probably would be nice if I did more than one group. I could do, your frequent actions and then stuff I only do once in a while. Maybe I would move post over to a different place. So let's do that really quickly. Click on the back office button, go to customize ribbon, go down here to the Randy one and highlight it and hit create group. And let's do periodic activities. All right. So what I want to do is I want to take this post and I want to move it down, move it down, move it down. And you see, if once I moved it down to the end and then moved it down one more, it put it in the next group. So periodic activities. So let's go ahead and hit OK. Go to the Randy tab and see now I have periodic activities and frequent activity actions. So now I'm a little bit more organized. This is looking good. Now let's go back into customize the ribbon. And what I need to do is go in and move my tab up. So let's go in here and I can, I think I can move the order. I guess maybe I can't. It's not going to allow me. I'm going to have to, I guess that's not a thing we can do. All right. The other thing I can do is I can rename these and I can remove these if I want. And last of all, I can hit restore defaults. So I'm not going to do that right now, so hit cancel. So that is the video presentation on how to customize your ribbon. There will be more videos. Please check them all out and learn how to customize your NAV 2013 client.